Welcome back to FM Story. We're approaching the midway point of season 15 of the Save, and things are going outstandingly well so far. We've only drawn one game this season, that everything else we've won. We're top of the table, 10 points clear, with 2 games in hand of second place, 12 points clear of third. We're second in the Champions League phase. We've won every game in that competition so far, one of only 2 teams with a 100% record. We've already picked up the UEFA Super Cup, so we've already won some silverware this season. And coming up in this episode, we've got yet another League Cup final against Rangers. So without further ado, let's get into the action. We've made it to the 22nd of December and it's time for the League Cup final. We have unfortunately lost our first game of the season. It was in the Champions League. Since the end of the last episode, we've had a really good run in the league. We beat Dunfermline 7-0 at home. We beat Livingston 2-0 away. Obviously, we lost that game to Napoli in the Champions League 2-0. Then we beat St Johnstone 3-1 away from home in the league. We beat Celtic 3-1 at home. And we beat Kilmarnock 2-1 at home in the most recent game, despite playing over a half with 10 men. What it means, as far as the league's concerned, is we're at the halfway point. We've played 19 games. We are 15 points ahead of Aberdeen in second, who played a game more. We're 21 points ahead of Dundee United in third, who've played 2 games more than us. We're 23 points ahead of Rangers in fourth. And we're 28 points ahead of Celtic in fifth, who've played a game more than us as well. So we're absolutely flying in the league. Things are all looking good there. Now, we've got Rangers in the League Cup final. A repeat of last year's final, which was a horrible game. Nothing actually happened and it went to penalties. But we have Rangers in the League Cup final this year. We've actually been drawn against them in the 4th round of the Scottish Cup as well. So we'll probably see that game in this episode as well. Last season we beat them in both finals. This season, to win the 2 trophies, we're going to have to beat them again as well. So here we go for the final. This is the team we've picked. We've gone with Bordes instead of Fire at the back. Other than that, and then we've gone with Jordan Ash on the left because he's played well when he's come in. Pasquale hasn't been brilliant in the last few games he's played. And hopefully we've got enough in this team to come away with a victory and another trophy. I mean, especially when you look at the form of the two teams, they've not won in the last 5. We've won 4 of our last 5. So again, we're going with our usual 4-2-3-1. They're going with their usual 4-3-3. And hopefully we can come out on top. Very little happening early on in this game. It's very reminiscent of last season's final. Right, a corner for us. Rajcevic to take. Goes short to Nuevo. He lifts across towards the back post. Drops down for Bordes, who smashes a volley off the crossbar. Nuevo to take the throw. Throws it into the box to Rackler. Back to Ash. Nuevo lifts it towards the back post. Milosavljevic is in extra space. Rajcevic's shot is blocked. And there's Jordan Ash popping up to turn it home and to give us the lead. Nuevo gets the ball, looks to find out what to do with it, and then lifts it towards the back post. When Milosavljevic is in extra space, he pulls it back. Rajcevic's shot's blocked. And Jordan Ash steers the ball home. And there we are, we're going to half-time leading 1-0. The game's really quieting down since that goal for us. It looks like Andre Goncalves is going to have to come off at half-time. We were very much in 2 minds about who was going to start between him and Nicolas Lecam because neither of them were likely to last a full outing. Right, a corner, Cochise to take it from the right. Goes short to Pasquale. He lifts a cross up towards the back post. Rackler gets up but can't get his header on target. From the resulting goal kick, they go short. And they try and pass it out into midfield. Down the right hand side now. They've gone back to the centre half. into the middle of the pitch. And they've opened us up a bit here. Ansu Fati. It's gone on to Gomez. And that's the first attack of theirs we've seen. And they've basically carved us open and got back on level terms. It's just far too easy. Comes out to Ansu Fati in space. He pokes it into the pitch. It's moved on. The left back had come in. And then it was an easy finish in the end. Right, from the kickoff, we've gone back to Nuevo. Into Rajkovic. Wide to Thibaut. Down the line for Pascual. Thibaut. Into the box for Rajkovic. Can he square it? He does. And somehow he hit the bar from 2 yards out. We've got less than 20 minutes left now. It's level at 1-1. We've made all the changes we can make in normal time. Into injury time. Not an awful lot has happened since the last of those chances we saw for them. And there we have it yet again. The League Cup final goes to extra time. Extra time start straight from the kickoff for them here. We've got a highlight coming. The inside, the fullback Gomez into the box. And it's turned behind for a corner. We've certainly faded in this game. Fati to take the corner, lifts it towards the back post. Rackler heads it clear. Right, Rajkovic with a corner for us. And it's gone all the way through the box, but it looks like the referee's given a penalty here. And the penalty's been given. And it's Cameron Home to step up to take us the young centre forward. Puts it in the corner. And we've gone back in front 2-1. Nice penalty. Gave the keeper no chance. Even like the keeper was never getting there. It was right on the inside of the netting. We got half time and extra time. 2-1 up. And we've got 15 minutes to hold on to retain the trophy. Probably about 5 minutes with injury time added left to hold on here. Nothing's really happened since we went back in front. 1 minute of injury time to be played. And there we go, full time. 2-1. Again, a bit like last season's final. A pretty poor game. But we've come away with a victory. We've retained that League Cup. We've won our second trophy of the season, having already won the Super Cup as well. And the juggernaut rolls on. Obviously, Rangers are going to be looking for revenge. We've got them in the league in a couple of games' time, and then we've also got them towards the beginning of January in the fourth round of the Scottish Cup as well. So I'm sure they'll be out for revenge, but based on our form this season, I think we're comfortably better than anyone, and really we should be winning most games domestically this season. It's time for the Scottish Cup fourth round against Rangers. We've played 2 league games since the League Cup final. We beat Dundee United and then we beat Rangers themselves 2-0 in the last league game at the end of December. We do have some pretty serious injury concerns. We're missing Duffy, who's injured. We're missing Rajkovic, who's torn his groin muscle. We're missing Thibaut, who's suspended. We're missing Bordes, who's suspended as well. We've still got obviously a pretty strong team that should be good enough to do the job. But this is a very tough game for what we would normally expect to have in this round of the competition. I mean, we're now approaching half time. There's still only been 3 shots in the entire game. There's very, very little happening in this first half. We've not had one highlight. Right at the end of the first half, Pascual is scythed down on the touchline there by Petrak, who gets a straight red card, and that looks like it's probably going to be the only highlight of the first half. Very, very dull game. We've had 1 shot in the whole game at home. It's not good enough, and we need to be much better in the second half. Luckily, obviously, we're playing against 10 men, so hopefully we can take advantage of that in the second half. Right, so we made a couple of changes at half-time. We brought the wide players off, and then we brought Cochise on the right and Ash on the left. Right, they've got a throw in their half. We've won a header there, but they've got it again. And the spread play out to the right. Cochise though gets back. Milosavljevic to Lakam, back to Cochise. Going down the outside. It goes back to their keeper, but we've pinched it in a dangerous spot. Goncalves to Lakam, over the top to Ash. Whips the ball across. And Simoesh heads over from about 3 yards out. They've gone long over the top. Rackler gets back, heads it, but straight to their right back. Cross comes in. It's headed clear. Milosavljevic up looking for Simoesh, but it comes to Cochise. Only got blue shirts around him, but he pulls it back to the edge of the area to Simoesh, on to Nuevo, back to Goncalves. Nuevo looking for Cochise. It's been headed as clear as far as Milosavljevic. Bayet into Goncalves. Milosavljevic over the top looking for Cochise. Pulls it down brilliantly. Milosavljevic into Goncalves on the edge of the area. He loses out, but then gets back to win it. Tries to go around the outside, goes from distance, and that was just more hit and hope than anything. Right, Cochise with the corner. Simoesh heads it, and finally we take advantage of having the extra man. We've gone 1-0 up with 20 minutes left. It's an in-swinger to the near post. Simoesh gets there, nods it in at the near post. Keeper couldn't get there. No one on the post. And hopefully we can just control the game from here. They've gone long with a goal kick. Simoesh goes deep to bring it down. Lakam to Cochise on the right-hand side. He's certainly made a difference since he's come on. Back to Milosavljevic. Into Lakam. Moves past the defender. And just couldn't get that one on target. It was always going that side of the post. The way his body shaped up. Right, they've got a free kick in a dangerous position. Only a couple of minutes left. Palmer Leandri, the right wing back, to step up to take it. Oof. Riccioli was scrambling across his goal. Luckily, it wasn't on target. Right, they've gone long with another goal kick. This time, Goncalves heads it down to Nuevo. Bayet out long, looking for Cochise. Takes it down brilliantly. 1-on-1. Pulls it back to Milosavljevic. Lakam shifts it into a shooting position. And just, it didn't have enough bend to get it on target. I think if it was on target, the keeper was saving it anyway. And then another from the goal kick, they go long. They've won the header, but it goes to Alvarez. Nuevo on to Ash. Goes past his man on the left. Works it in towards Nuevo, who goes down. Nothing doing for that, but Goncalves over the top. Cochise swings it across. Ash turns it home. And we've finally secured it. We've certainly not been at our best in this game. It comes to Goncalves, just lifts a long ball over the top. Cochise fires it across first time. It hits the defender. And then Ash turns it home for 2-0. And there we go. Full time 2-0. Not at our best, but we've picked up the victory. We're through to the 5th round, and most importantly, we've knocked out one of our biggest rivals for the competition as well. We are at the end of the January transfer window now. We've not signed anyone. We've not sold anyone in January. We did turn down an awful lot of offers for players during January. But since the Rangers game in the Cup, we've continued in pretty much the same vein of form. Next up was a comfortable 9-0 victory at home in the Champions League against Dinamo. We then struggled to beat Hibs 4-3. We were 3-0 up. Then it came 3-3, and then Simoesh completed his hat-trick in injury time to get us the 3 points. We then beat Marseille 4-1 in the Champions League, and in the most recent league game, we beat Hearts 5-0 away from home. What it means as far as the Champions League is concerned is we finished second in the league phase. Just that one defeat to Napoli. Only Newcastle finished above us. They had a 100% record throughout the league phase. Alan Kerr has been one of our star players. Simowesh is the top goal scorer in the Champions League so far this season. And as far as the league's concerned, it's surely only a matter of time before we secure the title. We are currently 20 points clear of Aberdeen, who are in second. We've played 2 less games than them. We are currently 29 points ahead of Rangers, who have a game in hand on us. And we are 31 points ahead of Celtic, who've played the same number of games as us. So it surely is only a matter of time before we secure that 7th league title in a row. And overall, in all competitions, we're doing well. I mean, we're currently top of the league table, as we said. And as we said, we finished second in the Champions League. We won the Super Cup. We won the League Cup. We're in the 5th round of the Scottish Cup. We've been drawn against Queen's Park. Obviously, we've already knocked Rangers out of that, as we saw in this episode. So hopefully, we're on our way to many more trophies this season. And there we are at the end of another episode. And as we've just said, we are in an unbelievable position for this season. Surely it's only a matter of time before we wrap up the league. We've done well in the Champions League so far. The Scottish Cup, we've got a decent chance of making it through to the quarterfinals, and then hopefully we can go further from there. This might actually so far be our best season of the save. We certainly have, when you look at the difference between us and Rangers and Celtic, we certainly have now ended the dominance of Rangers and Celtic in Scottish football. Join us next time to see if we can continue this run on and see if we can make it into the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.